Daniel Jones, you sandbagging SOB. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're talking the New York Giants on the road. First ever playoff game. Daniel Jones and the New York Giants, led by Brian Daboll. They took down the 8-1 team at home in the Minnesota Vikings. We called it on this channel. We called it on this channel all week. And what happened? We got clowned all week. So I hope you guys are excited for this one here, because I saw this coming from a mile away. No disrespect to Minnesota. They didn't play miserably. I have no idea what Kirk Cousins was doing on that last pass. I actually have no idea what he was doing. But the New York Giants, they're a playoff team, clearly. And this is their first divisional matchup since 2011. And I'm not going to speak too much on the upcoming opponent in today's video. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for more Giants videos. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this team down below. But I feel so good about this squad, man. Brian Daboll has really unlocked Daniel Jones. He had a career year. He only threw 5 interceptions. They can run the ball at a top 5 elite level. And their defense makes stops when the defense needs to make stops. But most importantly, it's not like they're one and done. This Giants team is going to be good, and they're going to be good for years to come. You got to start with the personnel, the coaching staff. They're brilliant. They are quite literally brilliant. 31-24 victory today. I mean, New York, they kept their foot on the gas all game, and I absolutely loved it. And just most importantly, what we talked about all week, is the way to beat the Minnesota Vikings is just keep it clean on the offensive side. The big plays will come. Like, it's as simple as that. The big plays will come. So once again, Giants fans, let's try and get this video to 100 likes. It's only one of my first ever Giants videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Love making videos on different teams. But we got to start with Daniel Jones. This guy had an absolute night. 24-35, 301 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Turned into Michael Vick not only today, but in the regular season. This guy rushed for 17 yards, 17 carries, 78 total yards, had a long of 15. That's 4.6 yards per attempt. Having a QB who can just genuinely run the football, but more importantly, scramble and make lemonade with lemons, essentially, is what Daniel Jones can do. I mean, it's been such an impressive year from him. I really can't give Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll enough credit. We could talk 15 straight minutes about it. It truly is awesome what they've been able to accomplish so far this season. 9-7-1. I know their regular season started amazingly, and they ended the year not like iffy, but statistically, record-wise speaking, they were going a little bit more downhill. I honestly don't think it could have gotten a better matchup than the Minnesota Vikings. And once again, it's not like Minnesota played a bad football game. They just have holes. They have flaws. And this New York Giants offense took advantage of it. And defensively speaking, they did a great job. But offensively, you controlled time of possession. You ran the football. Saquon Barkley only went 9 carries, still had 53 yards and 2 touchdowns for about 6 yards per carry. I would, and I anticipate to see more Saquon Barkley next weekend in the divisional matchup. But, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, both of those cats truly can run the football. Isaiah Hodgins. What a stud, man. This guy had a huge day. 8 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. What's different about this Giants offense is there's not those big, quote-unquote, playmakers on their team. The playmakers are more lower-key guys who are still playmakers. Don't get that mistaken. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, they all can do what they need to do. They're just not necessarily huge names. Saquon, ever since he got to New York, ever since he got to the NFL, has been a relatively under-recognized player in this league. But defensively, man, they're young and they're very hungry. Forced a turnover there, but there's just some names on this defense. If you're a fan of football, if you're a fan of these young cats, you recognize these names. Xavier McKinney, he had a huge game, 8 total tackles, nice pass deflection. Jalen Smith, Dexter Lawrence, Julian Love, Kayvon Thibodeau. Like, there's some studs on this defensive side. And, once again, I don't care, honestly, what the Giants season ends like. This future it's looking great, man. It's looking great. And they're, once again, Brian Daboll, he's a phenomenal head coach. He's a phenomenal head coach. Got this Giants team back on track, above 500 record, got them into the playoffs against all odds in one of the most difficult divisions, probably the most difficult division in the entire National Football League. Man, once again, I'm not going to discredit this Minnesota Vikings team because, everywhere I'm seeing right now, quick rant, and let me know, Giants fans, if you feel the same way. Everywhere I'm seeing right now is they're just flaming the Vikings. Everybody is flaming the Vikings. Nobody's giving credit to the team that won the football game. Where is the Giants' credit? Once again, we talked about it all week on this channel. The Giants are going to win this football game. The upset is right there. It's right there. Kirk Cousins didn't have the worst game. The Vikings offense didn't have the worst game. Defensively, we know they have a bunch of flaws, and I continue to expect Brian Daboll and this New York Giants offense and defense to take advantage of their opposing team's flaws. That's what you got to do. But more importantly, you got to play a clean football game. That's exactly what the Giants did. Let's do the total offensive yard stat here. Time of possession, 34 minutes, rounded up to 26 minutes. Giants versus Vikings. In the Giants' favor, obviously. I mean, that's a huge deal. There were some not turnovers, sorry. There were some penalties. They had 5 penalties for about 50 yards, 45 yards to be exact. 142 rushing yards. What's that total number at? 431. 431, and they held Minnesota to 332 in today's day and age. That's super impressive. So I'm feeling great about this team, man, and they got it done in the red zone. Red zone attempt 3 out of 4. They were getting touchdowns. They weren't settling for field goals. They only had 1 field goal there in the second quarter. It's as simple as this. The blueprint for success in NFL playoff format is, can you keep it clean? Can you limit penalties? Can you not turn the ball over? And can you run the football? And do you have a coherent quarterback? I know that kind of sounded like a lot, but it's not all that crazy. New York Giants have all of that, all right? And defensively, what do you need to do? You need to get stops. You need to get stops. They did not give up a touchdown in the fourth quarter. The Minnesota Vikings were the most successful come-from-behind team in the National Football League this season, and they held them to 3 points in the fourth quarter. That is a big deal. Big deal. That Vikings defense could not get off the field. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want more Giants content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know down below, as always, what you thought of today's game. And stay tuned for more Giants content. Peace.